Hello everyone, my name is Erica Zhu. I'm from Team 8 and I'm very happy to present you our case and reflections on how we could do better in the future. There are 5 people in my group and we all contribute to this presentation PowerPoint. Their names are right there: George, Elaine, Chen Chen, Hui Xiaozhong, and Erica. Although we were put together randomly, but we have formed a very strong and beautiful relationships during the work together in the tournaments. We all put in our thoughts and try to do what's best for the whole team. We evaluate the work of the whole group and we discuss what we could do better and what could be improved after the tournament in a very positive atmosphere. Everyone is very dedicated and supportive. We learned so much from each other, and I want to thank Professor Deng for giving us this opportunity to do the tournament together now. Without further ado, please let me share with you about the details of the tournament and the thoughts about what could have been done better. First, let me introduce to you what is A/B testing. A/B testing is a commonly used experimental test method of comparing two versions of a web page, application, or other product to determine which one performs better. It helps enterprises better understand customer behaviors and thus improve products and services. In fact, A/B testing can be used in multiple areas of the enterprises to improve efficiency and profitability. And our strategy during the simulation is to use a lot of data. As you can see on the slide, our A/B testing tournament final score is 78%, and our total profit is $3.8 million. And our score is around average. During the simulation, we focused on a few data which we consider as important determining factors. These factors are statistical baseline, p-values, leftover baseline, conversion rate, and the profit per session over time. Our main strategy is first choose a variant A and that can bring us the most profit at the statistical baseline and compare other variants p-value with this variant A. When other variants p-value is less than 5%, we eliminate other options and lock variant A in decision. When other variant p-value is larger than 5%, we will check other data leftover baseline. If the number is much lower than variant A, which means we still need to adjust all our traffic allocation to variant A because it will still bring us the most maximum profit. We just want blocking decision this round. When leftover baseline among all variants are really close, let's say about intervals around negative 0.9 to 0, we will move to analyze the graphs of conversion rate and the profit per session combined with the p-values, which variant is on top of the graph. Then it will bring us the most profit. We will locate traffic both based on which brings us more profit. Also, price is a very sensitive factor. We tend to allocate a little bit traffic to the most expensive products with relative high conversion rate. So, what could we have done better? First, we should explore the first few stages more rather than trying to make more profit. Look at this picture right here. It shows on the first two rounds, the Team 8 made the most money among all the other teams. But after that, the revenue of our team did not go higher. and kind of stay on the same level throughout the rest of the stages. This is one mistake that we should not make. If we could do this again, we will try options in different ways rather than try to make numbers even or just make slight changes. If we give option A 80% of the resources and option B 20% of the resources, the differences did not show. In the next round, we will swap. Giving option A 20% and option B 80%. Maybe this dramatic change will help us to determine which factors are truly important. And also, we should focus on medium and long-term benefits, not short-term benefits. We were in a way too greedy because we want to talk. We want to make money throughout all the rounds. So in the first several rounds, it did hold us back a little. If we were given a second chance, we wouldn't be so in control. We will try to experiment more, especially when the p-value couldn't help us determine which one is better, and we have to switch options and reallocate resources. So what are the optimal strategies that we used? There are three optimal strategies were used by our group in this simulation. The first point is one-factor experiment. This means that we need to ensure that there is one and only one variable per experiment, and that we have a control group for the experiment, so that we can know exactly what the effect of the experiment variable is. Second point is biovariant decision making. This means that we cannot use profits alone to determine whether the experiment is terminated or continued, but we need to consider the highest profit and ensure that the factor p-value is less than 5% in the independent sample t-test in the current round. The second optimal strategy that we use is to maximize profits. This means that when the first round of the experiment does not yield the desired results, and the second round is required, it is important to ensure that the experiment is carried out properly and that profits are minimally effective. We therefore allocate a higher proportion to the more profitable groups and a lower proportion to the less profitable groups. In the next extreme case, we even use a 9-to-1 allocation to ensure that each experiment had minimal losses. So, what are the lessons we learned from our simulation? Through playing the simulation with classmates under the guidance by Professor Gunn, we have better understanding of key points relevant to A/B testing. First, we know how to design and execute an A/B testing, including how to set up the experiment, analyze the results, and interpret the findings. Secondly, we are aware of the different types of A/B tests, split test, multivariate test, and the sequential test. The last point is that we understand the importance of sample size, statistical significance, and the factors that can affect the accuracy of the result. Quality of the data, complexity of the model, amount of data, use of algorithm, turning of the model. Also, there are some lessons that we learned for real-life examples. As a lesson learned for a real-life example, we would first identify an issue on our website. In this case, we would like to optimize the checkout button on our website. We would research for possible solutions and get expert opinions to define the checkout button shape and color. To do our A/B testing, we would choose a proper tool like Google Optimize. In the tool, we would set up a control group and a test group. Both groups we would divide equally. In our example, we would set the same size for control group and the test group. The significance level we would set to 5% in the example. Then we will run our experiment until we have enough informative and useful data, and the result with the p-value which is below 5%. After the experiment, we will test another version of the checkout button and get the latest design version. Finally, we will change the checkout button on the website depending on the results of A/B tests. So in this presentation, we have elaborated our strategies during the simulation and the improvements we can make, and our optimal strategy and lessons that we learned. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.